Okay, so today I will be talking about the South African government retail bonds, the most risk-free investment that we can ever get. But before we get into the South African government retail bonds, let's first understand what does bond mean. A bond is a loan that individual citizens lend to government. That's the most basic, simple, and actual definition of a bond. When a citizen lends money to the government, they are actually buying a bond. It's the same as with when a person goes to a bank and borrows money from the bank is buying a bond from that person. So a bond, because it's a loan, it must earn interest. So because we are buying bonds from the government, risk is free. There is no risk there because we can always be sure that the government can never go bankrupt. Unless, of course, maybe some calamity happens, which in most cases is almost uncertain or unlikely or impossible with the government, almost. So that's why it's considered a risk-free investment. So with the South African government, you can buy the South African government offers three distinct bonds. So the first one is a fixed rate retail bond, and the second one is a inflation-linked retail bond, and then the third one is a top-up bond. So with the fixed rate retail bond, a citizen can buy the bond for a 2-year, which will earn a 9% interest, or for a 3-year, which will earn a 9.5% interest, or for 5 years, which will earn a 10% interest. And with the inflation-linked retail bond, a citizen can buy a 3-year bond, which will earn a 5% interest, or a citizen can buy a 5-year bond, which will earn a 5.2 interest, or a citizen can buy a 10-year bond, which will earn a 5.5% interest. And with the top-up bond, a citizen can buy only for 2 years a bond which will earn a 9.5% interest. So the minimum amount that we can buy a bond with is 1,000 Rand. So for the first two bonds, that is the minimum deposit amount, a 1,000 Rand. For a fixed rate, you have to have a 1,000 Rand. And with the inflation-linked bond, you must have a 1,000 Rand in order to buy a bond. However, with the top-up bond, a citizen can invest a minimum of 500 to qualify for the top-up bond, which will also allow the citizen a monthly top-up. So you can increase that bond with 100 Rands or more during the course of the 2-year period. So you can do it monthly or whenever you decide to do it during that 2-year period. So the top-up bond is very youth-friendly, which was the actual reason it was created, because it used to be the fixed and the inflation-linked bond. So yes, that's it with today's, now it's a podcast, inflation, or let's say government retail bonds, which are a risk-free investment. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.